Hi, my name is LaFauna Robinson. This is my husband, Kelly. You want to tell them about our children?
We have 3 children. The one that's holding the camera's name is Travion. We have another son. His name is Julian. And we have Brooklyn, who's our daughter.
Trey's 17.
Why do you need to put the ages in? Like, what's the point of putting
Julian
ages
is
in?
9.
But what's the point?
And Brooklyn is 6.
But what's really the point?
Okay, so where did we grow up? Where did we raise our kids?
Where did we grow up?
Where did we raise our kids?
In the greatest city in the world.
So we raised them in Kent mostly, Seattle.
No part of Seattle.
But for the past 2 years,
Nobody
we've
lived
been in
Seattle.
Vancouver.
Seattle sucks.
So, Kelly, what was your first exposure to deaf people?
I think it was this deaf family that I knew in my apartments.
Okay, my first exposure to deaf people was...
I think it would be your father.
Well, okay, so my dad taught me sign language, just the ABCs when I was a little girl. And then I remember one time when I was a little girl, we were at a grocery store, and this man came to us that had an ABC card, and he was selling them for $1 to teach us the alphabet. Yeah. So, tell me what it was like to learn about Julian being deaf. How do we learn about that?
We took him in to get tested.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave him a test.
So, it's an interesting story to that.
Oh,
so, what happened is, he was born, and he was born with a little bit of fluid in his ear. So, they told us to bring him back a week later, which we did. We took him in there, and there were some girls that were doing his test, and they were laughing the whole time. And so, they passed the test, which later down the road we figured they might have missed it because later down the road, of course, we found out that he was deaf. But but like about 6 months after that, he was 6 months old, and like when we'd walk in the door or he wouldn't jump, or so we started like kind of clapping and stuff, and he wouldn't turn around. So we took him back to his pediatrician, and then the pediatrician said, no, he's fine, he's cooing. But we had a gut feeling to take him to a specialist. So we took him to a specialist, and they referred us to Children's Hospital, and that's where they did the bear test. That's the whole shebang story.
Why do you have to say words like shebang?
So
It just sounds weird.
there was one more question. No, that's it. That was the story about Julian. So that's us. Peace and love.
That was I love you. That wasn't peace. Peace would be 2 fingers.
Peace and love.
Just want to dig in your ear.
Okay.
Dig it.
Cut. Trey, cut.
Dig in the ear.
Trey, don't keep it going,
Dig
please.
in the ear.
Trey, turn it off.
Dig it.